Thank you for that. You stated a number of times the benchmarking system for the establishment of your own salary, and you have identified the fact that according to this measurement that you're below the median, and you cite the figure of 20% below the median. So I can only take it from that according to yourself, rather than being paid €240,000, you should be paid, if you were to be on track, €240,000 plus 20%. What's that?
If I could clear that one.
€288,000.
No, the 20,
you reckon is the market rate for your job?
Yeah, the 20% would be the total remuneration that I said, which would include the base salary is probably about 10%. The base salary is probably about 10%
out.
Because
so that really should be 264 then. So you're underpaid by 24,000.
I haven't said that.
Well, you made a point of raising it, so I want to explore it with you. So that's 10% on your base. Where is the other 10%?
But we span general industry. And may I just say to you that the benchmark for the post of the Group Chief Executive is based on general industry.
Can I thank you, Ms. Kerins, for the sympathetic view you have for those of us who are ignorant of the full magnitude of your role. Can I tell you that the general public is well aware that Rehab is a group. We are well aware and well conversant in this committee with the variety of activities. But can I also put it to you that you earn more than the President of the United States of America. You earn more than the Taoiseach here, senior ministers here, people who carry very significant briefs, and you operate in a sector and to an ethos, according to yourself, of social inclusion, social engagement. You rely on very large quantities of state monies. In fact, they form the backbone and the bedrock of your entire enterprise, in my view. You also rely on charitable donations, which we'll come to in a moment, and on the voluntary effort of people who get paid nothing. So seen through that prism, and do you understand that it is very difficult to square the mission of your group, your reliance on the state, your reliance on voluntary effort and contributions, with a salary, and it's just your basic salary, of €240,000 per annum? Or is that an alien concept to you? Are we operating on or in completely different planets?
Deputy, you said you thoroughly understood the Rehab group, and that is good to hear. But in your commentary there, you forget that there is a significant other part of the Rehab group, and there's a significant part of the Rehab group that isn't in Ireland, and there's a significant part of the group that is commercial. And in addition to all of the very, very important work that Rehab Care and that NLN and that other organisations within the Rehab Group do, there is a very significant commercial organisation, and the running of businesses in this organisation, and even if I mentioned one already for you today, is our recycling business. That is the largest recycling business in this country. And in relation to social progress, I said it many times before, a social enterprise is an enterprise about creating jobs. And we have created quite a substantial amount of jobs and continue to do that. But there's a huge challenge in maintaining jobs, and particularly here maintaining jobs. So it's not just a delivery of services, which is very important and terribly challenging at times. There is also the issue of ensuring that the 2,300 people in this country who are working for us continue to work for us, and not just in the charity arena, in the broad church.
Okay, I'll come to that in a moment, but before I do, can you just tell me, because you've hinted at this, but just to have clarity, you are not paid additional expenses allowances?
Oh, any expenses that I have are vouched expenses, the expenses that have been incurred. I have no allowances. I have no hidden monies anywhere. There is no, as I say.
And what would your expenses run to on average?
Oh, I don't have that with me.
You don't have that information with you. It's just I was alarmed to hear, and I'm confident you'll tell me that this is not the case, but that you are a regular commuter by helicopter to different locations.
Any time I've ever been in one, it hasn't been mine, and it's cost me nothing.
Okay, well that could make a whole other interesting conversation.